And now we will focus on variables separable for the fifth learning outcome. Okay. This is similar to learning outcome 4, the second part, when we have dy dx in terms of fx and gy. Then we can separate the variables and integrate both sides. So we can bring the gy together with the y, dy, and fx can be left together with the dx. Okay. So in order to do that, for example, if we have find the general solution to the equation dy dx y squared over 2x plus 1. So in this function, you have got y and also 2x. So what you do here is you actually collect the y terms together. So it will be dy over y squared and dx over 2x plus 1. Okay, and your next task here will be integrating both sides with respect to y and with respect to x individually. Okay, so this integrating dy over y squared will actually give you negative 1 over y. It's actually just as simple as integrating y to the power of negative 2. And the right hand side here, you can use the approach of f prime x over fx. So, or either as simple as integrating 1 over 2x plus 1 will definitely give you ln of 2x plus 1 over 2. So it's equal to half ln 2x plus 1. Then the c is assumed to be as ln k. There should be a plus c on this side. So I wrote it as ln k in order to make your calculation simpler. So your next step would be collecting the ln a plus ln b together. So this half is brought up here as the index multiplied by k because ln a plus ln b is ln ab. Then we need to get y. General solution means y in terms of x. So we need to make y as a subject. So negative 1 divided by this whole term on the right equals to y. So arrive at your general solution for this question. Another example, in order to find a particular solution when you are given a dy dx in terms of x and also y, you are given the initial conditions. So therefore, first you need to find the general solution, meaning y in terms of x. So your first task will be you separate the variables, will be dy over e power y equals to 3x squared multiplied by dx. Please separate the variables carefully so that it will not affect your following calculations. Yeah. So you integrate on the left, you will get negative 1 over e to the power of y. Okay, because it's e to the power of negative y. So integrate e to the power of negative y will actually give you e to the power of negative y over negative 1. So you will arrive to negative 1 over e power y. And integrating the right hand side is integrating simple polynomial. So it will give you 3x cubed over 3. So it will reduce to x cubed plus x plus c. The next task is getting y in terms of x. So therefore, you can substitute the initial conditions straight away to make your calculations easier and obtain your c value. And then you can write it back into the original general solution that you got earlier by substituting c as negative 1. Now you need to get y as the subject of the equation. So in order to get that, you make e to the power of y as the subject. So negative 1 divided by this. So you factor the negative to the bottom. Okay, so the sign of this function will change. Everything becomes opposite. So negative 1 becomes 1, plus x becomes minus x, and plus x cubed becomes negative x cubed. Okay. And then next you need to make y as the subject of equation. So therefore, you need to introduce ln on both sides. So y ln e equals to y because ln e is 1 and ln of 1 over this. So your final answer will be reduced to y equals to ln of 1 over 1 minus x cubed minus x. And you got to state that the denominator here has to be positive because ln of a negative value is undefined. Please bear that in mind, yeah.